Welcome back to the Print 3D channel and another episode of the Random Print. On this episode of the Random Print, we're going to check out the White House. Welcome back, and thank you for joining me here on the Random Print. As I continue testing the MatterHackers Pro PLA, I thought it was time to print out something really cool architectural related. And looking on Thingiverse, I noticed that MakerBot had released a bunch of the buildings from the capital city. So it's time to print the White House. And for this, we're going to use MatterHackers Pro PLA in the color of white. Since it is the White House, this seems pretty appropriate. So let's head over to Thingiverse and download our model, slice it up in Simplify 3D, and get it ready for printing on the gMax 1.5 XT+. Alright, so here we are at Thingiverse. Here is the White House Building Executive Branch by MakerBot. This is a very cool print. I can't wait to get this thing going. This will be our very first architectural model we've ever printed on the gMax 1.5 XT+, and it's got a lot of detail. There are some print settings down here, but we're running on a gMax printer, so I don't believe I need to worry about these. So let's go ahead and download this thing and head over to Simplify 3D and get it ready for printing on the gMax 1.5 XT+. Okay, so here we are in Simplify 3D. I've gone ahead and dropped the model down onto the print bed. It's a pretty cool little model. I'm not going to blow this one up because I really want to see if the gMax printer can maintain a lot of this detail. So let's go ahead and check out my process settings for this print. On this one, I'm going to use a 0.2 millimeter layer height. I'm going to do 4 top solid layers to make sure my tops of the building turn out awesome, and 3 bottom layers. I'm also only going to use 3 perimeters. I'm going to run my skirt at 8 millimeters away from the object at 4 outlines just to make sure my bed is perfectly level. For the infill, I'm going to run 20% because I want a good foundation for all my flat surfaces. I don't need any support material, so we're not going to need that. Here in temperature, I've done a lot of testing, and I found that the MatterHackers Pro PLA works at the following temperatures. For the first layer and the second layer, we're going to run at 200 degrees. And on the third layer, we're going to drop down to 193. For cooling, on the first 2 layers, the fan's going to be off completely. And then on the third layer, I'm going to kick it up to 90%. For speed, I'm going to drop this down to 35 millimeters per second. This is my very first architectural model I've ever printed on the gMax printer, and I'm not sure how fast to take this. I'm pretty sure you should slow it down as much as possible and add a lot of cooling, so that's why we're going with 35 millimeters per second, and we're also doing 90% cooling. So let's hit OK and hit Prepare to Print. All right, it's done, and there we go. This looks awesome. I can't wait to start printing it. It looks like it's going to take a little over 6 hours. So let's check out how it slices and prints. Wow, this is going to be really cool. There are a lot of little columns, a lot of little window details. I hope my retraction settings are okay and it doesn't get too spiky. And there we have it. Let's go ahead and export the toolpath to the SD card and head over to the gMax 1.5 XT+ and get this printing. Okay, so I have the SD card loaded up with the G code for the White House print. I've already done my Benchy test and it looks awesome. So let's go ahead and fire up the printer and get this started. I'll set up a time-lapse camera and I'll see you guys on the other side. Okay, so the print is done. It took about 6 hours, not too bad, about what Simplify 3D said it would take, and it looks amazing. I'll put some close-ups in at the end so you can check this out. But all the little detail turned out amazing. You can see all the little windows, the little columns in the front turned out pretty great. There's even a little set of stairs out here in the front that looks awesome. The back columns are a little bit wavy, but they're okay in my opinion. I still think this turned out awesome. And there is a little bit of warping that happened. I think it's because of my high infill rate. I think that causes it to buckle a little bit, but either way, this is a really cool model. And once again, that MatterHackers Pro PLA turned out amazing. This is a really great filament. I can't say enough about it. And in fact, there's some links down in the description below. If you click on those, it'll kick back a little bit back to the channel, and that helps us out a lot. So thank you again for joining me here on the Random Print. This really turned out awesome. I'm really happy with this MatterHackers Pro PLA. So please remember to subscribe to the channel, comment and like on those videos, and join me again on the very next episode of the Random Print. This is really cool. I'm going to print out all the Capitol buildings now. These are really awesome.